What if I told you that Google, your iPhone, the AI that's probably listening to you right now, was coded in a desert 1,200 years ago, before Musk was a sperm cell, before Jobs drew breath, before Jesus walked the earth? One Arab genius built the future, and they didn't just forget him, they hunted his legacy like a plague. Al-Khwarizmi. His algebra calculates your rent. His algorithms decide who you'll marry on dating apps. Every time you tap that screen, you're using his brain. Yet Silicon Valley acts like he never existed. History books, mysteriously blank. His name, scrubbed from the story like blood from a crime scene. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. This man didn't just invent math. He hid something deeper in his work, a system so dangerous, so revolutionary, that empires literally went to war to bury it. We call it the pattern engine. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why they tried to erase the most brilliant mind who ever lived. Stay locked in. We're about to crack open the biggest heist in human history. Comment stolen if you think they buried him on purpose. Baghdad, 820 CE. While Europe is literally eating dirt and burning women for witchcraft, one city burns brighter than a nuclear reactor in the desert. The House of Wisdom isn't just a library, it's the Pentagon of human intelligence. Scholars from Yemen, Tunisia, Persia, Syria, Morocco, and Oman converge like intellectual assassins, each one carrying secrets that could topple empires. At the center of this storm sits Al-Khwarizmi, a Persian Arab mathematical sorcerer whose mind cuts through reality like a laser through flesh. This isn't some dusty academic. This is a man whose equations can predict the future, whose numbers can map the stars, whose logic can build cities that last 1,000 years. But shadows are gathering. From Andalusia to Rome, from the Byzantine Empire to the Crusader states, they're all watching. They're all plotting. They're all preparing to steal the most powerful intellectual weapon ever created. This isn't just a story about math. This is the greatest heist in human history, and you were never supposed to know it happened. What they stole wasn't just knowledge, it was the future itself. Al-Khwarizmi didn't just do math. He rewired the universe's operating masterpiece. Kitab al-Jabr wal-Muqabala literally birthed algebra, al-Jabr, restoration, the art of making broken things whole. But this wasn't just solving for X, this was teaching humanity to think like gods. Before him, mathematics was chaos, a screaming mess of Roman numerals and geometric guesswork. Try coding Instagram with 1967. Try calculating compound interest with sticks and stones. Al-Khwarizmi looked at this madness and said, "Forget this. I'm building a new reality." He unleashed the concept of zero, so revolutionary that the Greeks literally called it demonic, a number that represented nothing but could multiply anything into infinity. He abandoned the primitive Roman numerals and imported the Hindu-Arabic system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The digits that run your entire world. But here's the part that'll make your brain melt. Algorithm isn't just a tech word. It's literally his name, Al-Khwarizmi, mangled into Latin as algorithmi. Every Google search, every Netflix recommendation, every TikTok that hooks you for 3 hours, they're all chanting his name in code. His equations didn't just solve problems, they predicted behavior. From the spice markets of Muscat to the trade routes of Cairo, from the observatories of Damascus to the marvels of Cordoba. His math became the invisible skeleton of an entire civilization. And buried in those equations was something far more dangerous, the pattern engine, a hidden system, a method of thinking so powerful it terrified empires. Who stole it? Who used it? And why is it still running the world today? You're about to find out. Stop and think for a second. Why isn't Al-Khwarizmi's face on the $100 bill? Why do kids worship Elon Musk but have never heard of the man who literally coded their reality? Someone orchestrated the most elegant intellectual assassination in history. They didn't just steal his work. They surgically removed his name from the memory of the world. His books were too dangerous, his mind too sharp, his ideas too powerful. So they carved out his heart and wore his skin. But who? European monks desperate for credit? Rival caliphs threatened by his influence? Or something even deeper? Drop your theory below, because the truth is about to hit harder than you expect. 12th century. Europe Europe still thinks the earth is flat, still believes bathing is suspicious, still burning people for having ideas. But something starts shifting. Arabic manuscripts begin circulating through Andalusia, Sicily, Paris, Oxford. Al-Khwarizmi's work, translated, studied, copied, butchered. Then came the betrayal. They ripped off his name. Al-Khwarizm becomes Al-Khwarizmi, a Latin ghost. His Islamic prefaces? Cut. His Arabic logic? Rewritten. His origin? Buried. By the time Oxford teaches algebra, it's branded European. By the time Cambridge uses algorithms, it's Western innovation. This wasn't translation. It was intellectual colonization. They didn't just take his math. They repackaged his genius in someone else's skin. They erased his soul and printed their own. But the real kicker? His code still survived. Running through every algorithm on Earth, every digital system still echoing his original rhythm. Comment, colonized, if this theft makes you furious. No Al-Khwarizmi, no modern world. His zero powers Wall Street. His digits run every app. His algebra guides every GPS. His algorithms are the backbone of TikTok, Google, and SpaceX. From pearl divers in Yemen to stargazers in Algeria, his logic became the invisible framework of civilization. But he didn't just invent math. He invented mental warfare, input, balance, reduce, solve. These weren't just equations. They were blueprints for building empires, a mathematical way of thinking that could map cities, predict trade, balance economies, and manipulate behavior. Al-Khwarizmi didn't just think like a human, he thought like a machine, 12 centuries before we had one. And they tried to erase him, but they failed, because now he's in everything. Zero. Algebra, algorithms, just the surface. What he really built? The pattern engine. Not a formula, not an equation, a way of thinking. One so powerful, it's now the basis of machine learning, of AI, of neural networks. His ideas weren't ancient, they were too modern. That's why they tried to erase him. That's why it leaked anyway. Because genius doesn't stay buried. The pattern engine wasn't theory, it was architecture. Al-Khwarizm used it to track stars, map empires, predict human behavior, run systems, input, analyze, balance, reduce, solve, verify. That's not just math. That's literally how modern AI learns. We call it machine learning, but he invented it before electricity, before algorithms had names. His logic infected the system, and it still runs it. They thought they erased him. Instead, they copied him, and now his mind powers our world. 2025, every application, every line of code, every smart assistant, every camera, every scroll and tap, built on Al-Khwarizm's logic. ChatGPT, TikTok, Google Maps, Netflix, all following the same patterns he defined in the desert. And what did he get? One Google Doodle. No statue, no museum, no legacy. But that changes now. The pattern engine is awake. They stole his name, burned his legacy, whitewashed his code, but now he's back. And his story isn't just history, it's revolution. Next episode, a city falls, a library burns, and the systematic murder of Arab genius begins. Who gave the order? Why did they drown books in blood? And what secrets died with them? Comment unstoppable to fuel the next revelation. The Arab Files is just getting started.